We are here live again.
Hey, episode 2.
Yes.
Willie Clifton, Richard Moore Jones, The Time Is Now podcast. We here to give y'all information, man. How you doing today, Mr. Willie?
You know what? I'm blessed and delighted to be here, man. I tell you, but you know I'm saying that, but I just like slid in on third base, man. I'm saying, I said, man. But you know what? I look at the purpose. I look at the reason for the season, and I'm grateful, man.
Man, you gotta be grateful, man.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well,
Yeah.
today we ain't got no questions. You know, we'll start every podcast off with 3 questions that y'all put in the comments. So make sure y'all comment down below any questions or anything you gotta say, and we'll talk about it. As long as you're not talking crazy, man.
No,
Okay.
that is it.
So today, you know, we're gonna talk about the most important lesson life teaches. Okay, so you know, so we're gonna focus. It's a scripture that we gotta focus on today. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. This is the duty of all mankind.
You know, and it reminds me, even reading that, and I always known the Word of God is the way we should live. But every day now, as I get into the Word, I think about every commandment.
Man,
You know, and it's serious.
it's serious.
It's serious. And how I know it's time for people to wake up. I was saying one time in my life, the average man is not grown until 50. You know, now that's not every person. That is the average Joe Blow. Now there's some that sneak through the crack, slip or whatever you want to call it. Then they wake up, the light go off.
Yeah.
There's some very few.
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Imagine how big of a blessing it should be to somebody if they get a chance to let that light go off.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. You know, that's also true.
Yeah.
Because the light was, mine was it was like a shorty. You know, it was blinking.
Yeah,
And, you know,
yeah.
one foot in, one foot out, and I knew it was amazing. But I'm so glad that God let me live long enough, you know. And a lot of times people say through. I would say life. You know, you get the breakthroughs and you just get and look and see how things really work. And sometimes we take it for granted, you know. I was. And if everybody look back at their life, I was looking at a young guy who was talking about that. He said, you know, everybody's trying to get rich, but they want to party first. Every young person, man, I'm finna get mine, you know. He said, don't wait till live every day to the fullest.
Come on,
but don't be a fool doing it.
Don't be a fool doing it.
Man,
you can live life.
You can live life.
But you don't gotta, you know, do crazy stuff and crash out.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
You don't gotta deteriorate your body to, you know, have fun.
Thank you.
Come on,
Thank
man.
You. And that's just like this here. First question is relationship. The relationship that I once take for granted, and I think we all, that I now realize we essential to my growth, peace, or purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think right there, I have taken relationship for granted. When I look back at it, now I tell my wife, you know, going back, trying to live fast, trying to live, and I heard this young guy on the podcast was talking about, man, I tell you, these young people trying to say, man, let me live my life fast. They try to have more than one woman. They be trying, I want to do this and do that. And before you know it, life has passed you by. Here you are 30, 40 years old, and you trying to make it. but
still trying to make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it's that we don't stop and think. But that's why I didn't realize at that time staying close to God was gonna keep me straight.
Man, you just took my point right there, man.
Yes.
The relationship that, you know, that I took for granted and didn't realize was essential to my growth, peace, and purpose.
Yes.
Was my relationship with God,
Man, that's it.
You know, I can't believe that I let 28 years go by and I'm just now saying,
you
know what?
good. You good though.
You know what? Oh, for sure, but that's still, you
I
know,
like, when you look at it.
Man, come on, my life would have been much more, you know, calm. You know, I would have had much more fulfillment if I would have knew that all you need is God. Everything will line up as long as you be, you know, live according to how God wants you to live.
Absolutely.
Man. You know, it's so many things that we could try to get that's of this world, you know, and we can get a lot of those things. But first thing first is go with God. It's like getting up in the morning before you go out the door, you're going to make sure you put some clothes on.
Thank you.
You get what I'm saying? You're going to make sure you brush your teeth so your breath won't be hot.
Thank you.
You know, if you got hair, you're going to brush your hair. Yeah, it's just like that,
It's just
man.
as simple as that. And again, like you just said, man, when that light go off, why is it that our light doesn't go off? You know, and really, the parents be like, you know, be right there. My mom was right there all the time. My dad was right there, you know.
But it's, you know, in that case, it's nothing that a parent can tell somebody, a kid, you know, to tell them, hey, you gonna be missing it. Kid don't want to hear that.
No, you don't.
You know, because the kid gonna say, you was young before once. And that's another thing we get wrong. We always looking at somebody else's life, trying to compare it to ours, you know. Man, and I guarantee you, if we did listen to our parents, you know, all of them don't try to tell us this stuff.
Yes.
You know, live according to God. But the ones that do, if we did listen to them when they said it to us, we'll pass by so many mishaps. You know, life will be much more easier, man. I'm telling you.
Man, and you know, this is the reason for the podcast. Because we are actually not trying to make nobody, but we're trying to relate to people.
Yeah.
And to get them to say, because sometimes, you know, I think in a sense, I was wondering if we would lean toward God, did that make us feel weak? And I look back at that sometime, I think some people feel like that. Well, if I go to church, well, that's, you know, I can't look macho.
You know that song, If You Scared, Go to Church. You remember that song from back in the day? If you scared, go to church.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, you ain't got to be scared. No, you better go to church, though.
Man.
And hold on, go back to Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
Fear God.
Wow.
Huh? You better be scared of God. Hey, if you ain't scared of anybody, you better be scared of God, you know. The creator of all things. Just saying, man. You know, when you said that, it just reminded me of that.
Well, that's true. I mean, the thing is to think about, I mean, I'm so, I just think about that. I did grasp it. I got it early. But I wasn't allowing the word. I just showed up on Sunday, you know. And I didn't say this one thing about me being a pastor now. It helps me more than do, I think, others, because it keeps my foot to the fire. It makes me stay more involved. And I looked at it and I said, you know what? I'm grateful to be able to tell somebody something, but I'm thankful for God called me that, you know, like shook me and said, wake up, you know, and it gets me to stay involved. It makes me stay, you know, looking at the word so I can keep it in me and remind myself. Because then back then, you know, I wasn't thinking about it. I mean, I remember even just like sometime, even a Bible study. And I knew it wasn't going to be but an hour. Sometimes I would say, man, you know what? I'm not, I do it, not do it.
Yeah.
It's the importance of not just being there. not knowing who else want to show up. You know, and the fact is, the time that we can give God, we don't try to give him no time.
Man.
You know, I mean, and that's, Sunday is not enough. And we look at an hour for Bible study, we get to looking at that, and it's really not enough. Because the average person, and I know you don't now, because I know just like I look at you, man, you put your word, it takes time to put that together. Thought, keeping your mind together, even if you're not in there, it takes time for that. So you keeping your relationship with God. I'm not gonna say everybody have to be like you. You like you said,
don't be like me.
Yeah, right. Like you're making that was good. But the fact is that you know that you are staying with God.
I ain't got no choice.
That's it.
Come on now.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna go to the next one. Okay, priorities. What did I spend most of my time chasing earlier in life? And does it truly matter to me now? Huh?
Ooh, I hope you didn't ask me that.
I'm gonna let you answer first. Or do you want me to answer first? I go ahead and answer.
Okay,
you know.
right.
So you know what I spent most of my time chasing. You know, before I came to God, is I spent most of my time chasing a good time.
Okay, thank you.
Come on now.
That's
chasing
what it
a good
was.
time. No matter what it was, all I wanted to do was have a good time. And so, you know, a good time to somebody else might not be a good time. What I think, we might think differently. But I was chasing the good time for me. You know what I'm saying? Which,
agree.
You know, it's way more important things than just having a good time.
You're absolutely right. But I think that's what everybody look at. And you know what? I mean, we are so caught up in the worldly stuff, and somebody saying, you know, amen, enjoy life, like you said. And I think that's why people start looking at that. I think they look at the thing and enjoying and thinking that I got to do this, I need to do that. Man, I got to have me some fun. And it throw us off. Because once you go down that, you start down that path, that slippery slope.
Oh, it's hard to turn around.
Ooh, it's hard to turn around.
Come on now.
And don't have too much of a good time.
Come on now.
It ain't no stopping. You maybe said, man, and you know what? And it would be good if good time wouldn't be good, because you can leave it. But it gets
that's the one right there.
Right.
You know, it'd be better if a good time wasn't good.
Right. Because you can stop. But
Exactly.
the devil knows what you do.
Come on now. He know what you think is fun.
He know what you think is good.
Come
and
on
it gets
now.
better and better, man. And I see people sitting and plotting. Man, we ball. We was out there. I remember.
When we gonna do it again?
When we gonna do it again? When we gonna do it again?
Yeah.
That is like, oh,
come on now.
Man.
You know, and I think about, you know, now a good time is coming and doing stuff like this, you know.
Exactly.
Talking about God,
Yes.
you know, telling people what they missing out on. You
Absolutely.
know, I made a short the other day just telling people, listen, man, I'm not here to try to make you do nothing. I'm not here to tell you what you should do. All I can do is tell you the good things about him, and you want to listen, you do a good job. If you don't, that's on you. But I can't make you do nothing. I'm not going to try to make you do nothing. I'm just here to let you know. You know? That's it.
Yes.
That's it. I'm just here to let you know.
Then that's good. And that is your, look, when you can keep up your work, what you're doing now, you know what? You might not get as many as you want, as many as should, but you're doing your part. Exactly. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I'm not here to make nobody do nothing. That's all I was just trying to tell them, you know what I mean? I don't care how many people like what I got to say. I'm here, this is my job.
That's your job.
I just got to tell you, you know what I'm saying?
And you ain't ashamed to do it.
At all.
You're right, because ain't nobody giving you nothing. Come on. And you know what? And it's their fault. It's their loss.
Exactly.
It's their
That's
loss.
why I say it.
And you know what? It's coming out of the crowd. They say, you know what? I'm going to stand up.
Come on now.
And represent God. I'm going to be one of his soldiers. I'm going to be in this army. Man, I think it's so important.
So you ain't answered the question.
Well, I'm saying the same thing you.
Okay.
I think that was been mine.
Okay.
I was chasing fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's like I said, if it had not been, you know, if my fund had stopped, you know, It just sooner or later you just so, man, it's just, sometimes you get too old for, I mentioned that before, for stupidness.
Yeah.
You don't look good doing stupid stuff.
Come on now.
You don't find a person that grows to a certain age. There's certain things that at a certain age you got to stop doing it.
So that's like when a female get about 20, she go to the club. Her mama about 50, 60, she going to the club too.
You're right. That's it. They sitting up in that.
That right there is like what?
What in the world going on?
So quick question. And does it truly matter to you now?
Yes.
A good time.
No. It matters to me now that I look back at that and saw that wasn't what I should have been chasing now.
Okay.
It matters that I woke up.
I got you.
It matters that I can see the difference in, hey, there was time that I should have been doing something for my family, rather than, because I did this and I thought, hey, this is fun. I'm going to do this. And I remember I had some friends, I grew up with. We were, and I know it was nothing but God that we were all, our careers were together. And I look back at that. The thing is, what I keep saying, I remember us having 21 parties. 21.
Like, that's how many y'all had?
Every year.
21 parties every year?
Every year.
Dang, that is a lot of parties, man. Dang.
What?
Golly.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Y'all basically had a club going on.
Almost, man.
21 parties, that's a lot.
You know what? We could have really flipped it into more than that, because what we was doing, it was like a railroad party, and that's what they called it. It was a full Christmas. Okay. And I talked about this, I spoke about this a lot. I remember even because we actually, there's 3 guys basically was doing it. We would actually be out about $400 and $500 a piece, to do it.
Y'all didn't charge to do it?
Didn't charge, no.
See, my parties, I charge to get in.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So we'll make profit every time.
Yeah, and see, that would have been better. But we were like, I guess we living up to the image, man. This is railroad party.
Yeah, we got it.
We got it. Crazy, you know what?
Yeah,
and it was just drawing more people and more people. But it was just, looking back at it, it actually was because if everybody could go somewhere and have free drinks and having a good time, man, you're around a lot of people, and you're looking at the potential. Some people looking at, hey, you know what? I might find somebody that is that's readily available. They looking for somebody. That's what actually we were looking at.
Do you think if you reached out to any of them people, told them to come to church, they would?
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm saying now.
Now, oh yeah.
Now.
You know what? If that would have, most of them now would say, I'm either in church. And a lot of people really don't want to talk about it, but that's a good question, because most of the people would probably, most people go try to camouflage that, kind of downplay it. I do go to church, but going to church.
That's their favorite.
That's their favorite.
I got a church.
Right. What do you do?
Come on,
with
man.
that.
I show up every now and then.
Yes.
That's what they should say. They don't say that, but they should say that.
They should say that. And you participate. They don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
They just want to say, I go to church. You know what? God ain't patting you on the back just because you show up. You need to have something that's more motivating, something that's solid,
and they go to their party and they be the life of the party, but then they come to church and be like,
yeah, right. You didn't say that.
They high,
Guilt.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Guilt.
Man. It's
We
crazy.
did that at the same time. It's like we rehearsed it.
Yeah.
No, we didn't rehearse that. We already know that's what happened.
They high.
Right.
Back row,
Because it probably with me at one time. I was, I take it serious now. I take it serious. I look at it, saying, hey, I'm trying to make it in that. I'm trying to make it in that door. I'm trying to make it through the gate. I'm trying to, Lord, what did I do? And when I read the Bible, it even tell us. Now that said a lot. even at our very best, ain't good enough. Our very best.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
Come on now.
Can
Can't
you
be too
believe-
confident.
You can't be too confident. It's like I'm just going for that. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking
hey,
about that
you
person
can't
out
do
there ain't thinking about it all. But you know you got to be in trouble.
Come on now.
Woo!
Come on now.
Our very best and as hard as we work.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you would go through now. You jump through the hoop to get here. You're right. This is just like, oh, I got to go to church. Because guess what? Somebody, if they interested enough, will just sit and listen, saying, you know, I'm right there. My life is just right there. What should I do?
Hey.
Snap and
Make
wake
that
up.
change.
Make that change.
Make that change.
Make that change because you know it ain't nobody gonna come and somebody might be your mama, your dad, a friend. But see, there ain't nobody that's gonna walk up to people and tell them, man, you need to do better. And ain't nobody that's gonna walk up, you know, unless they really, really out of line. But see, sometimes if a person walk up, they polite. I've seen people, you know, really make me think they got it going on. They thinking all this and doing this. Well, people go for, man, you know what, you're looking good. You're looking well, man, blah, blah, blah. But who are you looking good for?
Come on now.
Who are you serving?
Come on now.
What are you doing it for?
Come on now.
You know, if it's just for you, man, you out of this.
You out
Everything
of
that
there.
we should be doing should be glorifying God.
Hey, overall. Okay, so we're going to talk about the third point, purpose. Am I living intentionally today? Or am I waiting for a later season to walk in what I already know I'm called to do?
Hey, I know you ain't talking to me on that one. Man, I ain't got no
what you
time to
waiting
waste.
on? Come on.
I ain't got no time to waste, boy. I got to catch up. Ooh, I got to take back some of the 21 years.
Hey, so that remind me of that. You know, remember I told you a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Remember I said, probably over a year ago at this point. I said, man, what if I was a preacher when I retired?
Yeah.
Remember I said that?
Yeah.
You know, then guy like, hey, I hear you talking about retirement. Matter of fact, come on right now.
Yes.
Matter of fact, you trying to wait? Nah, you about to come right now.
Right now. Come on with it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, you know, it's just the fact that I think, you know, just being able, and I grant you, because we was looking at some 5 years ago. We were talking, me and my wife were doing a podcast, and we was talking about this, man, and I looked at it because now I've been looking at our stuff, and it's when you rotate it, looking at it, it be popping up old stuff.
I got you.
And it goes back, and it just reminds me, you know, even for a time like this, it never get old. This will never go old, what we're doing. It's going to always, if it's 100 years later, this is going to be important.
Come on now.
If it's not important, the world going to be destroyed because people ain't paying attention.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's
it.
They
will
ain't
be
paying attention.
They're
That's
not
it.
paying attention.
Not paying attention.
And it will destroy. It will be destroyed if they don't wake up and start living life.
Come on now.
And really, so if you go back and you look at this, it shouldn't, don't let this, what we are saying, be 10 years. And when we're looking at life the same way it is now, it's going to be sad.
Man.
It's going to be sad.
Yeah.
It'll be sad if you look at it, because then I look back at what we was talking about. It's the same thing. And you know, and I look at the asking people, and that's what God is doing. Because if you look at it, and when I looked at it, when we talked about in John, how we looking at when God have called us, and we are to do God's will and do His work, and He created us. It is not us that even, it's the Holy Spirit that drove you here today.
Come on now.
Because we can't, if I had my way, I wouldn't be here. Not the flush.
Oh, 100%.
He don't want this.
Hey, man, you know what, man? You just got done working. You could Take your time, go lay down. Man.
Yes.
Tell them you can't do it today.
You're right. You know what? It wasn't going to happen today.
Hey.
My wife had my clothes. There you
Oh,
close.
she was right. Good job, Miss Kim. Yeah. You can't even think about it.
She had everything laid out.
You can't even think. She didn't even give you a chance. She said, hey, Flesh, you might as well give it up.
Man.
That's what's up, though. That's what's up. That is too funny. You walked in there, it was. You already knew what time it was.
She already had everything.
That is crazy.
Laid out. Already said, okay, I'm going to go set it up. It's going to be there. She know how important this is. She know how important this is.
That is so funny,
yeah.
man. You couldn't even think about it, boy.
Boy, let me let my feet cool off. Nope.
Hey, cool off in them other shoes.
You know what? But the fact is, I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I want it.
Oh, 100%.
I want it. I need it. I got to be here. I need to, because
no matter who like it or not.
No matter who like it or not.
Hey.
No matter who like it or not.
Yeah.
We have to be doing this.
Come on now.
How much time we got? 10 minutes. Okay, sir, I sing.
Should you sing? Nah. We don't want our ears to hurt.
Right, I know. Now I got a little ringing in mine. I want to blow it up. But no, I'm so grateful though.
So other than these questions right here, any other things that you have that's important that life taught you? Any lessons?
Man, I've had hard.
Just give them one lesson you learned. That life
come out of the streets that we talked about, come out of this running that thought that I had to be in the in crowd. And the lesson I learned that she said money. I don't know if I learned that yet. I don't know. You know what?
Hey, but listen, at least you keeping it real though. Yeah. I like that.
I don't know if I learned that yet. And this is very important though. I don't, because if you chase it, you can't catch it.
Nope.
It won't.
It's going to keep running away from you.
You.
It's like dudes be trying to court women and they think just because they ain't text back that they text them again.
Yeah.
Then they text them again. Then they text them again. Bro, you ain't going to never get her doing all that.
Hey, you know what? That reminded me, this young dude is 20 your age. Yeah. And maybe God sprinkled some on your generation. Mm-hmm. But it's a few of you guys, man. And this dude said, you know what? I get caught up on these guys chasing these women, wanting to get in the bed with them. Man, and then they go grab one, and then you get the wrong woman. You ain't got to sit up and pick who you want. I said, man.
That is true.
Whoa.
Because, man, you doing all that chasing. You done caught all the fish. And then you pick the one that's rotten.
Ain't that crazy? God.
Throw the rest of them in the water.
Boy, I said, man, that little dude
that is true.
That is true.
That is true.
That is a lesson. That is a lesson. Because he be saying you be running, jumping in the bed with this, and jumping in the bed with that, and jumping in the bed. You still ain't pick what you need.
That's true.
And you playing too long. People get out there and they start doing this craziness and doing all this stuff.
You know what their favorite one? I'm still young.
That boy, the devil.
That's their favorite one though.
Devil.
I'm still young.
Yes.
That's their favorite one. I got time. My cousin told me what he said. Well, he FaceTimed me, and me and Vontae was riding in the car from doing the quote, in the truck from doing the quote. And he said, I said, yeah, man, me and Vontae in here. Vontae about to be married. We some married men. Yeah. He said, well, good job for y'all. I'm still having fun. I'm having too much fun. I think he said that. I said, all right now, all right. That's all I can say. I ain't gonna judge it. That's on him, but he said, all right now.
You're right. Let him know. Keep on.
All right.
You know what? And sometimes it won't be long. It don't take long. Mm-hmm. So you look back and say, man, you played too long.
Hey.
Time, now, one thing I'm gonna say about it, the season we in now, you don't have time to play.
Don't got time to play.
And I think turn up the volume to even life, turn up the volume on See, everybody looking at it's a strategy right now, and that's just turn up the volume. You know, gas getting higher, rent getting higher, everything getting higher. So now, the most important thing I look at what's coming out of this situation is people ain't got nobody to lean on no more. You got to get your own. You see, I think that makes people say, you know what, I'm gonna wake up.
But hold on, you said turn up the volume. A lot of people gonna say, oh, I need to get more hustles. I need to work harder. I need to find a different way to make money. Now, it's nothing wrong with finding a different way to make money. There's nothing wrong with getting more hustles. You know, it's nothing wrong with going harder with what you do. But that's not always the answer.
Right. Absolutely.
You need somebody to lean on?
Man.
Call on God.
Call on God.
Call on God. He got you.
Right.
He got you.
Right.
Tyrone might tell you he don't feel like it today.
Right.
He might say, you know what? No. God, like, come on, daughter. Come on, son. I got you. You know.
Yes.
Even if you don't want to go that route, he's still there for you.
Yes.
That's the crazy part about it. You can play in his face. He still got you.
He still got you.
Come on now.
He still got you.
Come on now.
He still got you.
Come on.
These
now.
are some very important questions, man.
These was.
We got like 5 minutes, man. You know what? And we could even jump into next week, but there he is right there.
I didn't even know that.
Straight up. In fact, you can keep that till next week.
Yeah.
Straight up. You want to keep it?
Okay.
You have it.
Next week, we're going to tell you how, failure is not the end.
Yes.
Failure is not the end.
You know, and that is another thing right there. That we can get caught up in. Failure. Man,
failure make you want to give up.
Make you want to give up. Make you want to just it'll just choke you up, mess you up, and sometimes you just wonder, what am I to do? But now that I know what I know, when you see something, because God knows everything is going on in our life.
Come on now.
When
He
you
knows
see
what's going to happen before
He knows what's going to happen. And you know what? We got to say, well, God, you know, so give me the strength to go.
Come on
Give
now.
me the strength to keep going. Give me the strength to keep pushing. Give me the strength, Lord, that I know that you know that you knew before I knew. So you already know where I'm going. And you know, when you're saying that, you got to know that you already line up with him. See, now, if you're out of order, how do you expect for him to help you?
Come on now.
So
or at least trying your best. I can't tell you to be perfect,
right.
but try your best. You know.
So, Lord, help me, and help me to keep it straight. So sometimes people might look at it, and I look at that sometimes because we are not saying we're perfect.
No,
we didn't say that. We did not say that.
Hey, come on now.
But we realized, even in the mistakes that we did, we realized that, you know what? I got to do what's right.
Come on now.
I got to live right. And this is what I'm saying that others should do.
Come on now.
Others should look at life and say, you know what? Let me try my best. And actually, it would be a better world if I looked at every man or woman I look at and give that man the benefit of the doubt that that's a child of God, rather than looking down on people. Because we looking down on people if they don't dress right. We looking down on people if you feel like they're not equal to you or as much as you got. So we look at everybody as they are God's creation, because they are.
Come on now.
No matter what they got.
Come on now.
They are God's creation.
Okay. So you ready to make that change?
Yes.
You wondering when you should change?
Yes.
The time is now.
The time is now.
We'll be back next week.
Yes.
Willie Clifton, Richard Moore Jones.
Yes.
God get the glory.
God get the glory.